What up, random rockers? Star Wars story, Rogue One, or is it Rogue One, a Star Wars story? I'm gonna say it's the latter. It's probably the right answer, and it will probably show up in the title card of this vid. Regardless, so yes, and I'm apparently making Disney proud, kind of, sort of. And I guess Marvel too, because technically now some of the Star Wars story comics are kind of done via Marvel because of the association with Disney. And it kind of comes full circle, and I like that. It's kind of cool. But anyway, this movie is based on the whole plot point of this group of misfits that are meant to go and basically wind up getting and stealing the plans of the Death Star and giving them to Leia, or at least that's the main outcome. It takes a while to get. It does seem to take a while to get to that point, given the first two acts are more their own little missions things and trying to bring some sense of character development that's just not quite there. And I want to give you spoilers later. This isn't what I'm saying here shouldn't technically be a spoiler necessarily. And what we start off with is basically we follow this chick named Jin, who happens, for those of you who've seen the previews, you already have an idea here, that she is was apparently the daughter of this one guy that actually helped with building the plans to weaponize the whole thing. Take it with Commander something that starts with a C. Is last. Why am I blanking on it? But yeah, him and Tarkin, for those who've seen Catalyst, who've read Catalyst, I guess, or seen a spoiler review somewhere out there of the book. Holy hold on a second, guys. I'll be back. Anyway, I'm back. I had to shut the door so I didn't have to hear the furnace kick in and probably block out everything I say. Hopefully not. But anyway, guys, yes, Roller Star Wars story. It's amazing. It's pretty damn good. And a lot of people, even Kevin Smith, had said in it that this compared this somewhat to Empire Strikes Back. I don't know if I would say that necessarily, but I mean, in terms of tone, yeah, it's pretty dark, but I'd say it goes a little further and does certain things that other movies didn't, but you kind of expect that because you don't, well, I'm not sure if that's kind of a spoiler, but it's kind of somewhat expected with some of these characters given the nature of how the lore is and trying to find a way to tie and weave itself in, especially given with what A New Hope gives us. And that's kind of what happens, how they handle this film. And there are scenes in this film, especially the third act, is the battle is fucking fantastic. And you got a couple scenes you don't get too many scenes with Vader. I'm just going to say that. You don't get too many scenes with this guy. But what you do, you enjoy every minute of it when you see it. Even with the one little line that he does with the one character seeing, but then that ending, that makes you tear down my face. Fucking Vader. I will get into detail when the spoilers come up, because that's what this thing is for. When the light comes up, well, when it should, and hopefully stays, spoilers will commence, but not yet. But in a little bit, actually. Overall, this film is like I said, it's amazing. It rocks all the way. It's definitely, of course, going to make my year-end list for the films, specifically, without a doubt anyway, even if I actually seen more films and whatnot. it would have made a top 10 list, possibly top 5. Some people are kind of leery about that. I've seen one already. John's. I forgive you on what you did for number 2 because you're number 1. I have seen, and I'm like, yes. In fact, that's honestly one of my favorite reviews because I did well in how to balance between non-spoiler and spoiler parts of it. As opposed to this one here, but I don't care. I'm just going to enjoy what I got going on here. And it's late. After this, I'm going to bed. Anyway. Overall, like I said, rocks all the way. It's a fun movie. And now this is the point where spoilers are going to happen because, there's so many things I could say that I just can't necessarily say other than it's the thing that differentiates this from Force Awakens is the fact, in terms of the recent Disney built Lucasfilm stuff that's happened lately, is that at least that gives you a chance to invest in these characters, whereas this film, they didn't try as hard to bother with it for kind of obvious reasons. And I'm just going to get to that right now in my spoilers in 3, 2, 1, and go. They die. They all die. I mean, it's hard to connect with, want to attach to these characters unless you've read the Catalyst book, because that's the best way to actually attach to them. However, there's couple moments you do get attached with this crew. Jin's character, is one of the only better developed ones. The terms of the friendship with the one blind dude that kicked serious ass against those troopers in the city of Jeddah, not Jedi, Jeddah, but, it kind of works either way, because I think it used to be a Jedi temple area. Just calling it Jeddah seems kind of funny. And it's just, it's clear that they're trying to mine for kyber crystals and that they've been using that as part of the plans for the Death Star. And we get to hear which his name is kind of based around one of the Gaelic. That's it. His character is the name is kind of a reference to this once again to the Force Unleashed video games that Sam Witwer was kind of starred in before we got to see him more involved in as voicing for Darth Maul in Rebels, and I think in Clone Wars maybe I don't know, but yeah. And he's a trivia monster for those of you that Sam Witwer actor who, he played a monster before on Smallville. Doomsday. And a different kind of monster in Dexter. So, I guess he's used to that. And he looks like a fucking beast too. He's already built like a jock. It looks like a fucking jock, but he has the mind of a nerd. Or at least Star Wars nerd. But I'm getting ahead of myself about something that's somewhat Star Wars related, but not really the movie itself. I'm sorry for that. But for those of you Schmovillians, that's a nice little inside joke for you if you're watching. Or inside little plug. I don't know. Wink, wink. But anyway. Oh, jeez. And Vader's scenes are very few, but we get to see him coming out of this nice little chamber thing. And maybe giving us a hint at who might be Snoke in Force Awakens, or at least from what I'm hearing in that one of those scenes. And then we see the one. It starts, we're going to start this from the beginning, from where it was. It started off where it's Gaelics being recruited by, starts with C again, the commander dude, whatever. Commander starts with C, but he had a name that starts with a C. That's name escapes me, and he's trying to re-recruit him. And to help him build the Death Star, basically making and all this blah blah blah. Of course, wife dies, kid has to leave. Kid tries to bail and hide from the Imperial soldiers. He gets picked up by one dude played by Forrest Whitaker that was based around some character from Clone Wars. It's going to eventually be in Rebels. And we get the title, and then we go from there with the movie a few times later, at least around the time frame. Same time frame as A New Hope, but slightly before that. And then oh man. And then we do get some nice cameos. We had like one with there's only like one small RGTT C-3PO because every Star Wars movie, almost every Star Wars movie pretty well has them in it, and it just kind of shoehorned there, but it was fine. It was fun how they handled it, at least, for that brief little window they had there. It was nice. Vader's time Vader didn't really need to be in the movie, but he was there enough to satisfy what Star Wars fans needed to, needed to jerk off to, I guess. I don't know. In the scene that was sort of like I'd find your lack of faith disturbing sort of choke scene with that one commander dude is just fucking gratifying, especially after, Gayla got fucking off. He got killed in the process of the rebels taking him out. Rebels fighting up against Imperials and just caught in a crossfire and at least tried to make things work out with Jyn after she finally seen the message that basically proved that his plan the whole time was to basically is not only to build and help them weaponize it, but really to try to keep them from realizing that they didn't need him to do so. He made him think that they needed him to, and managed to find a way to put a flaw in the thing. So now that scene is integral because everyone who thinks, why the fuck would they put this flaw in? Because there was someone on the inside that did that. Though it does kind of seem to... But because of this, it helps with that. But in a way, it helps with Force Awakens. It makes you think that maybe there was an Imperial dude that was probably working with them that was working with the Republic group, the Resistance group, that might have actually snuck in there and probably come up with the plans for the Starkiller thing and had the same... Or maybe someone was dumb enough to rely on the plans that are already given on the actual Death Star for the Starkiller base thing. That's the thing that's I think people are going to be debating about for a while after seeing this. But when it comes to what we've seen out of A New Hope for the Death Star, we've seen it, and it works. We've seen how it works. Yeah. It's pretty devastating. Holy shit. And of course, them testing it out. One dude's dead, blah, blah, blah. We kind of get attached to some of these characters. The ones that is the KRS-2 or whatever, or K2RS. The one droid that's voiced by Alan Tudyk, or Wash of Firefly, which was genius, and the Serenity movie too, which was genius, by the way. Fucking genius. And he was just funny. He was just funny throughout this whole thing, and yet, when he did what he did to sacrifice for the cause, you kind of were like, it was like at that point you knew, like, oh shit. Yeah, they're not going to make it out of this alive. None of them are. They'll be very lucky if they get some form of satisfaction, which Jin's character got the satisfaction she needed, even though, or at least the amount of satisfaction that was worthwhile, at least. In actually putting the plans to the Death Star to the rebels, and them finally giving it to Leia. I loved how they all handled it and interweaved it so well. we see what happens to this one character that was in the prequels that was very much a huge ally to Obi-Wan and even to Anakin and Padme for a while, and had been basically wound up being the one to raise Leia, for those who've seen Revenge of the Sith. We find out what happens to him, and he winds up going to Alderaan, which I didn't realize was the case, and it's like, oh shit. Until I found a spoilers, like, oh wait, that's the name of the planet. Oh god. That wound up being, that for those who see New Hope, that was the planet that tested the full capabilities, full strength capabilities that a Devastation Death Star can do, which is being a planet destroyer. Planet-looking ship that could destroy planets. And we saw that, and that was the scene that, now that scene has even more weight, and how they were able to take out the Death Star makes even more sense in A New Hope because of this film. It works so fucking well because of that. And Vader's, oh god, the best fucking scene is near this end where he's just fucking comes in. You think they're gonna cut it? No, they don't. They don't fucking cut a goddamn thing. Fucking Vader comes in. Fucking mows down fucking rebels. Soldiers just fucking mows them down, and they're like, even one of the guys is like, I know I'm fucked. Just take the plans. Save the plans. While the door's like cracked open shut. He's like, just take the plans. Fucking A. Oh, that was fucking brilliant. That is the best fucking Star Wars moments. Fucking, aside from that reveal, Gallic's reveal of, and how he planned with the Death Star. Brilliant fucking moves. Helps make a lot of sense of all the little flaws and little holes they had in The New Hope. This film fixed all of that. Hell, these were the little things I think is why George Lucas was like, yes, had told Gareth Edgeworth that he approved of this movie. And thanks to this, with Gareth Edgeworth, who did the Godzilla movie, he said he was going to fix his little thing, and with Kong Skull Island he is. We've seen the previews for that. And then after seeing this and how he handled Rogue One, oh god. I'm looking forward to Kong Skull Island, what you got to offer in future films, especially with and potential. Oh god, this guy is going to give us a Godzilla King Kong movie, and he gave us a good Rogue One movie. I mean, not to mention he got the fucking George Lucas approval when it came to this film. He saw it and he loved it. So, but that also kind of is off-putting, given that he's like, oh, you didn't have the plans thing. But yeah, Force Awakens turned out to be a slightly better movie, I guess, overall than this film, despite Force Awakens not doing anything creatively different. This one kind of does. In a way I think might satisfy other people, even though there's still going to be stupid people bitching. And that bothers me. But yeah, there's so many good. And then the scenes with the one force wielding monk dude that has like the staff. He doesn't use the force. He just does some kung fu like Shaolin kung fu type shit with a fucking bow staff of some weird looking bow staff of some sort, and just keeps chanting this sort of almost like a prayer of some sort, if you will. I am one with the force is with me, kind of thing. And that kind of starts, and how that relationship with his one bodyguard is just, and especially with how they ended their storylines, is just, they didn't go out like bitches. I love that, and that it didn't, and it wasn't in vain. It's like, yes, it was nice. Their friendship meant a lot. I loved it. Oh, I loved it. How they handled that. I loved I've loved how they finally finished Jin's storyline. The little things we got out of Vader. Tarkin was in this for most of it. Eventually, I mean, you tell it was kind of CG in the face. Same with a certain somebody at the very end of this film, but they kind of had to do it in order to really, truly weave itself in, and that was, of course, Princess Leia. Oh, God. And the chick that played Mothra is the same chick who kind of played her in, I think, Revenge of the Sith, or one of the prequel films. And they were able to keep her around to play this role instead of the actress they did have in the original trilogy. And it just worked out better that way, I guess. And I love the Obi-Wan reference that they had from him. There was some other references here and there that maybe I was told and probably seen in spoiler reviews, but after I had seen it, of course, that I didn't catch then, and for some reason I'm blanking on it. But regardless, this film is fucking amazing. And if you haven't seen it, even if you like war films, you'll still enjoy this. I mean, especially the third act is the big payoff. The biggest fucking payoff, and probably one of some of the best, and is the best moment, biggest thing of this movie, the best moment of this, one of the best moments, and brings up and builds into one of the, if not the best moments in Star Wars history, to tie in superbly well, and it makes it, through this film, in a way, does make New Hope an even better film than it already was to begin with. Especially now that it, through this film, you could, what's great, you can watch this, and you can immediately just go home and pop in a New Hope DVD if you have to, and just go back and enjoy it. That's cool. So even if you did somehow hate it, but you were able to stick with it, and you got to see those nice little enjoyments, you could still go back, realize that those are certain little things that happen in there that you can still enjoy about this, and look back on that one and realize, oh, because of this happening here, it makes now more sense with all the stuff that happened, and it's really good. It helps enhance the seeing Star Wars New Hope's type of experience. It also would help if you had a theater to yourself, and you could put it a Star Wars DVD when no one was there and watch it that way and be like immersed in it. That'd be cool. I think I know people who try to do that, and I've tried to play games on one of those projectors. I'm not gonna name names, but I've heard things. Some people probably have, and it's probably one of the coolest things ever. Like played Xbox with it and this theater screen, that'd just be cool. Like seeing someone do Smash Brothers on there would be fucking great. Like, and then people sit there and be like, "Oh God, yes, oh yes." Sorry, I had another little rant, but it was a fun one. Just as fun as this movie, and it's definitely probably gonna make my top 5, given what little I got to see that would fit anybody's top 5 at this point, or 10 for that matter. So, Star Wars: Rogue One. Have you seen it? What'd you think of it? Leave a comment below. And rock the like if you like this video anyway. Rock the like button with thrust if you must. And as always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. And I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be my best in the film of the year, which will air sometime Wednesday probably, and then Thursday I'm going to attempt to do my best at figuring out, or sometime later down the road, maybe it might be a little later, but I don't know how, but yeah. We're going to try to do it then, just in case if I'm not able to make it for another year and for 2017. So, that's that. And if so, expect a slight change in things. Just a small little thing. Like, it's pretty well my format, the way I'm doing it right now. It's going to be the same as it's always been. I'm going to be using this camera here still, but I'm going to have a slight different change of look or at least one that, you know, for people who've known me very well, will not be surprised about this. And I've already kind of told some people I wanted to do this, so yeah, I'm going to do it. And I'll probably still hint at it in my other reviews, but yeah, it's going to happen. And it's coming in 2017. Hopefully, if I come back in 2017. And it's not that I don't want to, it's just I have some issues that are going to prevent me from being able to. If that is the case. And in which that means it's going to suck ass. And I'm going to have to find another thing that will have a camera like this, that I can use a setup like this and be able to upload while simultaneously with the same thing without having to have a hassle. So yeah, that's what's going to have to happen, guys. That's my little update with that. Again, guys, keep it around, keep it real, keep it rocking. I'll see you next time, and peace out.